it's me, Hannah. We're well into Renaissance Fair season, and this week I am making a Baroque pirate look to wear alongside some of my friends to what we thought was Pirate Weekend, but it turns out that was last weekend. But honestly, that's very pirate of us to just commandeer the weekend, make it Pirate Weekend Part 2 just for us. But anyway, Baroque pirates. Baroque is a style of art, architecture, and design that was really popular in Europe in the 17th and early 18th centuries, and is commonly characterized as being very ornate with elaborate and extravagant decorations, often featuring rich, deep colors with gold adornments. I went to my local fabric store and found this beautiful jacquard that I knew I had to make the centerpiece of this look. It's still pretty warm out, so instead of doing like a full jacket, I want to do more of a long vest look, something I can wear over those light, billowy pirate sleeves. I couldn't find a sewing pattern for this, so I'm going to take this jacket that I like
and use that to sketch out a sewing pattern for myself. This vest ended up being surprisingly simple. Since I didn't plan to add a lining, I made sure to serge the edges, then sewed together the front and back panels at the shoulder and side seams, after attaching a facing to the front pieces at the opening. Once the basic shape was constructed, I just finished the shoulders and bottom edges with a red bias tape.
I am pretty happy with this as a base. Now I'm sure you'll agree with me, what really makes something Baroque is in the details. So now that I have my base completed, let's add some flair. So I have this ribbon that I think I want to use to create little button placket areas and just kind of like 3 or 4 of them down the jacket on each side, and then have 2 gold buttons on either side. I may come back and add some actual functionality to the buttons on the inside, but I don't know, there's something about that look that seems very nautical to me and will help me lean into that pirate look. I also picked up this really pretty trim from the local craft store that I think will be a really nice touch for just a little extra embellishment, a little extra detail. I'm going to start by adding it to the bottom of the jacket and might also add it to the armholes or the front opening. I'm not sure yet. Maybe even like the collar. I don't know. Let's start with the bottom and we'll see where we go. What do we think? Okay, I'm obsessed with where we're going with this. Obviously, I've added the stripes. I have the trim added as well. And yeah, just like a fun little detail. I literally just sewed it straight on, like nothing too fancy there from a construction standpoint. I still want to come back and sew these internal panels down, like whip stitch them to the kind of thick jacquard fabric. I don't think that will be a problem. Last thing I want to do for this piece is add buttons. I've been on the hunt for some nice gold buttons that are 1.25 inches in diameter, but I haven't been able to find enough of them to do 2 buttons on either side of each of these red stripes. So instead, I'm going to pivot and work on the pants. Originally, I was thinking I would make some trousers, some pantaloons or something of that nature. But it turns out I actually already own these pants, which I think will do the trick. So sort of just a basic black trouser, but I think these buttons on the front give it that like breeches look. So I'm gonna run with these, and to kind of spice things up, I'm gonna take the rest of my red ribbon here and put some red stripes going down the side seam of each of the pant legs. And hopefully that will be enough to like add a little pizzazz. All right, let's jazz up these pants. So I can't actually take this all the way down the side of the leg with my machine. So I'm either going to have to hand stitch it, which is a possibility, but I do hate doing that. Or I could open up the inside seam of each pant leg, and I wouldn't have to go all the way up either. I would really only have to open up that bottom, I don't know, foot of the inside seam in order to get access to the backside of the outside seam. Somehow that feels like the lazier option to me. I just don't want to hand stitch. Yeah, let's do it that way. So of course it went pretty smoothly on the other side of the pants, but this side has a side zipper, and I hadn't really thought about accounting for that. So what I'm planning to do is just split the ribbon down the middle for the zippered area. Now, depending on how the ribbon frays, I might have to either get my matches and see about melting the ribbon so that it doesn't fray, or I think I could get away potentially with a small hem around each side of the zipper and maybe even like stitch that down. I'm just not sure yet. So we're just gonna have to work this out together and see where we land after splitting the ribbon in half. Look at what just came in the mail. It's so cute. So, stay with me on this. It's perfect. It is the perfect size. I was really worried about the size of those. So now I just need to figure out the best way to add it to this hat and not ruin the hat. I'm not fully committed on making this kind of expensive like leather hat into something that only goes with one pirate look. So what I'm going to do is see if I can make magnets work. I did also get a bunch of black and red ostrich feathers. So I am going to figure out, again, a way to, without sewing or hot gluing directly to the hat, attach these as well to just get kind of like a plume of Baroque goodness. I'm so excited. This is what is going to bring it all together. couldn't be happier with how this outfit turned out. Huge thanks to Erin for letting me borrow this tassel. Being able to add little details like that really just kind of like bring it all together, I think is what really takes this from like a pirate look to a Baroque pirate look. Part of me feels like I really did just kind of like throw this vest thing together. But that said, I'm really proud of the whole process here because I usually take a lot longer to kind of like bring a sewing project to life. It changes things when you have to film while you're sewing, while you're creating something. But just even with the filming, even with, you know, some of the tiny problems that I ran into, I really feel like I was able to put my head down and get it done. And there's something about that that's really changing this project compared to previous projects for me. And I'm just amped. I'm amped at how well this came together, this whole look. I think I might be getting a little bit better at this. So thank you for being a part of this journey with me. And honestly, none of this would be worth any of my time, any of my energy, if I didn't have such amazing friends that would go to the Ren Fair with me dressed as Baroque pirate. So big ups to everybody I got to hang out with today. And big ups to everybody I was able to meet at the fair who just intuitively knew that it was pirate weekend without being pirate weekend and brought the same kind of Baroque pirate energy. All right, well, there's only like an hour left at the fair, so I'm gonna leave you here and I'm gonna go have some fun. But if you had as much fun as I did, it would mean the world to me if you would like and subscribe. And if you do, I will see you in 2 weeks from my next video. Take care.